Okay, yes.
And the only other item I have, we do need to acknowledge the receipt of the annexation of 58.9661 acres in Hamilton Township to the Village of Mainville, and this is a type 2 expedited annexation. And like I said, we're just acknowledging the receipt of it.
Okay, is that a resolution, or is that anything at all?
Nope, nothing at all, no action
Okay.
needed today.
All right.
So moved.
I guess there isn't anything.
We don't have to acknowledge it in a
No, we-
formal way?
No.
Okay, very good. That's it?
That's all I have.
All right, is there anything else?
No?
No, actually, we changed up the wording for the schedule, so since we actually put an executive session to the backside that came in yesterday afternoon, but we now have the ability, we probably have to wait for 2 minutes until 9:05, but we can
All
move
right,
straight
well,
in. But we do probably need to close this meeting before we go
Great, so
next.
have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Yes.
Roll
We're
call.
adjourned, sure. All right,
Mr. Grossman,
yes.
Mrs. Jones,
Yes.
All right, so we will wait for the next 2 minutes for everybody to understand what we just did there. Someone came up with the idea that we could do 2 meetings in a day. So we do that every month. We have 2 meetings.
Well, that's not exactly why we did it, but.
Okay, well, maybe that was too honest, I don't know.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Okay.
I do forget it.
Thank you.
You just have to get used to it. You guys changed it up with side by side today.
I like that with the two. That's
Yeah.
nice.
I really like that wrong.
So we don't have to try to flip flop in between and figure out my email.
It is 9:05.
Okay, let's open up the second meeting.
Here we are.
So, and we have a continuation of the first item, is that correct?
This is a
Oh.
continuation from the
All right.
original.
So this is the request from the Myers Y. Cooper Company to depart from the original thoroughfare plan. Okay.
Mhm.
Do we have anybody to speak on that issue?
Kurt, are you gonna start, or?
County engineers probably began at the request of the county commissioners last time, to see if some resolution could be negotiated. And furthermore, as I recall, Commissioner Grossman was not present. And if Commissioner Grossman is going to participate, which would be necessary today because we only have 2 board members present, he should acknowledge on the record that he's gone back and watched the YouTube video.
That.
And then I would recommend, Commissioner Grossman as chairman, that you would ask the applicant if they have any objection to you participating today. Otherwise, we won't be able to go forward today.
Well, I was sent that information, and I did review it. So who has to acknowledge whether I can participate?
The applicant would have to do that.
Jeff Baumgarth with Myers Cooper Company, we have no objections.
Okay, very good then. Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Kurt Weber, Warren County Engineer. And basically, since the last meeting, the last public hearing, continuation from December 3rd, we've had some good meetings, good discussions with the developer, Myers White Cooper, as well as Hamilton Township, Jeff Wright, administrator, and the township trustees. And, you know, what we talked about at the last hearing was, you know, being able to basically maintain the spirit of the thoroughfare plan by, the developer talked about, and we get it, we understand that the impact to a thoroughfare road through their property, with the right-of-way that would be required, plus the construction of a public road was very impactful to their site. So we all, at the last hearing on December 3rd, talked that if we could, keep that spirit alive, but yet do it through a private means, like a cross-access easement across their site, through their, parking lot, such that it still would be 24-foot wide, like many, public roads are, but they wouldn't have to make it 3 lanes wide. They wouldn't have to dedicate public road right-of-way. It could just be through the cross-access easement. And there was discussions back and forth. Our office is supportive and recommends that it's really this cross-access easement, thoroughfare plan agreement, if you will, should be between the developer and the township. And we've seen the agreement. We're supportive of it. And the good thing about it is, the cross-access easement will maintain the spirit of the thoroughfare plan, but the details of the development will really be between Hamilton Township and Myers-White Cooper. And then subsequent discussions on the thoroughfare plan road to the north of their site, that someday could develop, would be handled by the township, and there would be no cost, to the county commissioners or to the county engineer's office. And so, and I should have mentioned too, one of the other reasons that we continued the meeting from December 3rd was we were waiting on the return of ODOT's review of the traffic impact study. And they did get that back to the developer, and we were able to look at that as well. And ODOT is, permitting the access points. They did one of the proposed right-in, right-outs. They're limiting that just to a right-in only, but they are approving those access points. Another reason we feel it's good that this agreement would be between the township and the developer is, if not for the thoroughfare plan, we wouldn't even be discussing this. That's the only reason we're talking about it, because it showed the thoroughfare plan going through these parcels that they're gonna develop. So, we feel like the best thing to, proceed is to go with these cross-access easements. The township and the developer can come into agreement through, they have, and I think it's my understanding the township will be acting on this on Wednesday, I believe.
So it
Jeff
really
Wright-
doesn't have anything to do with us at this juncture. What you're saying is, you're satisfied that the separate agreement between the developer and the township is keeping in the overall spirit of the thoroughfare plan, that they then will make those decisions for this interior,
Right.
parcels of it, so it's not on the main roadways, that we don't, as far as I'm concerned, if you're satisfied, then I don't see the need for us to weigh in unless our prosecutor tells me that there is some legal reason why we need
There
to.
is.
Okay, then I'd like to know what that is.
Yeah, the applicant has filed a request to be able to depart from the thoroughfare plan. If the applicant at a future date submits some sort of plan to the planning commission, the planning commission, without a departure by this board, by resolution, would not be able to approve something unless it showed compliance with the thoroughfare plan. So you've had historically a couple of cases where people have come before you, and one of those applicants asked for, in essence, an amendment to the thoroughfare plan. That requires a public hearing process that starts with planning and then works its way up to you. Here, this is different. They're only asking for a departure, because once that official thoroughfare plan was adopted, that showed it on the map in the vicinity that traversed the applicant's property, the only way that a plan, some sort of development plan at a future date can depart from that is if the board by unanimous vote approves a departure. So what you're being asked today is to adopt a resolution departing from the plan, and I would suggest that that would be subject to the agreement being recorded between the applicant, Myers Cooper, and Hamilton Township as recommended by the county engineer.
Okay, so in essence, we're just adopting that agreement as the departure, so that if future application is made at planning commission, they can consider those
Yeah,
things.
for example, if they came in, if they wanted to subdivide the property, and a plat, was to move forward, planning could then approve it without the compliance of the thoroughfare plan. And then, as you know, you sign off on plats as well, and then you could sign off on it as well because you have previously adopted a
Yep.
resolution departing from the plan.
And we can do that, you said it had to be unanimous, we can do that with one of our members absent?
Correct, yeah. The number of commissioners present, the two today, as long as it's a 2-0 vote, that would be unanimous.
So it's voting on a resolution to depart,
Correct,
based upon their recommendation.
correct,
Okay.
And the adoption of the agreement.
yeah. And you have a resolution that we drafted, whether you follow it or not, Crystal can read the title to it, and it would address all that.
Well, before we go any further, do we have to go through the process of allowing further questions, or,
You should, yes.
okay. Is there any, would the applicant like to ask any questions based upon the presentation given?
Good morning. Again, Jeff Baumgarth with Myers Cooper Company. I don't have any questions for the process. I appreciate everybody's efforts and diligence in advancing a solution that would allow this project to go forward. So we're appreciative of all the time and meetings that everybody's put in, and I think the agreement that we've come to is a good solution for everybody.
Have you, okay, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No, I'm happy with the,
Have you been allowed to present everything that you wanted to present?
yes,
In terms of documents or anything else?
yes, I believe all that was presented at the prior meeting, so,
And you were under testimony, you had been sworn in when you testified in that prior hearing, correct?
yes.
Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to speak to this matter?
I'd like for Hamilton Township just to affirm that they're in agreement.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Darrell Cordray, Hamilton Township trustee.
John Rossi, Hamilton Township trustee.
Now, we'd just like to thank everybody for just all their hard work and diligence through this process. Obviously, we're excited in Hamilton Township with everything's gone on, especially in the last 24 months. And again, we just appreciate Mr. Baumgartner and Kurt Weber and the engineer's office and the commissioners just working with us to get a resolution I think that we all are satisfied with, and we anticipate that we will approve tomorrow.
Yep, I agree.
Great.
Okay.
I think you just said so. Thank you very much for your
Thanks for
assistance.
being
you.
here.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else? Seeing none, do we need to close the hearing?
So
Yes.
moved.
Second, can we have a roll call vote?
Mr. Grossman?
Yes?
Mrs. Jones?
Yes,
Okay, any discussion on this matter?
seems like a great resolution.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and read the resolution?
So I have a resolution approving the request from the Myers Y. Cooper Company, allowing departure from the Hopkinsville 2010 Access Management Plan, component of the Warren County Official Thoroughfare Plan for development of parcels 1605276-005 and 1605276-008 in Hamilton Township, subject to the Myers Y. Cooper Company and Hamilton Township Board of Trustees recording an agreement for cross-access easements, etc., acceptable to the county engineer.
So moved.
All right, and I'll agree with that too. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes?
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Will the executive session take longer than 15 minutes? Do you think the executive session will take longer than 15 minutes?
I don't.
Okay.
If you can get Mr. Broush over here, is the next matter
We've got 15 minutes
Okay.
before a public hearing, so.
I think it'll be that quick if we can get by.
Okay, so I make a motion that we move into executive session for pending litigation with legal counsel present pursuant to ORC 121.22G3.
Okay, and I'll second that. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes?
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.